Hello everyone, watch this review here where they look at Wheeljack from the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise line. Now if the packaging looks a bit different, it's because I ended up buying this one from a seller in the United Kingdom, so I guess this is a European package or something. So the back of the box looks a bit different from some of the other stuff I've seen, in addition to getting this stuff here instead of a stats card. I think the stats card was on the side. Yeah. But yeah, you have stuff in multiple different languages, a few of which I'm not really familiar with. Probably just mid-European or whatever. I don't know. The figure itself obviously will be the same, and given that I won't be saving the packaging anyway, not a real issue. But hold on a second till I'll get him out of the box. Wheeljack comes with his two swords. I've heard some people refer to these as scimitars, although I always imagined scimitars would have a flatter blade, as well as the usual instructions, and also this sheet that I've never seen before. I'm not sure if this is something new or if it's just for European releases, but it's some crazy warning thing. Yeah. At any rate, one of the biggest, I guess, general appeals to Wheeljack, or at least for me, is his vehicle mode, which is this really slick looking sports car or race car or something. His markings really make the design pop, and it's got a lot of cool angles and stuff. Unfortunately, it's just a pain to transform, or at least I haven't gotten the sort of whatever of it down yet, so I won't be doing a transformation for this video. I will probably point out one or two areas which gave me difficulty the first time I was trying to sort of put it together, but I will comment that the sort of taillights here are really cool. I can't tell if it's just normally painted on or if they have, it must just be sort of like indents with paint or something. Like, from some angles though, it looks like there's a like translucent plastic with paint on top of it, but it's probably not the case. At any rate, just a really spectacular looking car. It's actually sort of tempting to just leave him in this, but you know, what's the point of having a transformer if you don't transform him into his robot? So hold on a second and I'll put him back into his robot mode. And here we have Wheeljack in his robot mode. Wheeljack stands about 5 inches tall, you know, his full height. Although, honestly, I don't like him so much just posed standing up straight. I probably will have him in various crouching poses because it's more action-y, and, you know, his sword arms and stuff look a lot cooler like that. Now, before I mentioned that the transformation was a little bit problematic for me, specifically, actually when I went to go transform back now, like one of the early steps, you're sort of pulling the doors out or whatever, and, you know, his arm kind of popped off, so you have to be careful there. I have no clue how to actually get it in and just have it stay, but I can sort of force the joint kind of back in. It stays up for a while, and I can move it a little bit, then eventually it'll fall off again. The other sort of general issue is just when I was going through it, I don't know if the instructions didn't make it clear enough or what, but this part here sort of twists around when the back leg portion isn't up. So there it goes again. I was looking at this for a while, couldn't figure out what to do, but it apparently just sort of slides around. So yeah. Design-wise, the movement's kind of weird. He doesn't have sort of like a side movement in the arm. Like he doesn't have a bicep cut or what have you, which means that he can't turn his arm sideways, but at the same time he has so many joints in the arm, and he has a lot of movement at the shoulders here, which sort of compensates for that. So you get like both up and down, and also inward outward for a really good amount of transformation, or good amount of movement there, and gets him into some really cool looking poses when, you know, he's actually standing. See, that's pretty neat. The head sculpt as well, very cool. I almost picked up the, I think it was the Generations version. I believe that was. But, you know, I'm happy that I waited and just ended up getting the Transformers Prime Wheeljack, because I try to pick up just one per character for a few of the characters, because otherwise it gets kind of crazy. You only have so much space to store a lot of stuff in. Oops, his arm popped again. And despite that sort of annoying flaw where some of the joints are kind of weakish, you know, he's definitely a very cool figure. Doesn't look as good from the back though, although I still really love the look of these sort of, I guess, taillights. I don't know. The character holds his swords very securely, they just slide in and out. You'll see the peg hole there, but that's for when you attach it to his vehicle mode. There's nothing on the inside of the palms here. In terms of movement, once again, it's a lot just going up around the arms, not so much in other areas, but we get some inward motion here at the wrist. This thing really annoys me. A very limited motion here at the elbow, which I'll be demonstrating with the arm that is not broken, where it goes a lot in this direction because it's part of the transformation. This becomes the door. Really not a whole lot forward. Though granted, you know, given the other motion you can get it, you can sort of get through it because the shoulder has a sort of ball joint here, as well as an additional sort of, I don't know what the heck that is, but it gives you a sort of full range of rotation here almost. Then of course you have the up and down. So that's one crazy ass shoulder. Head, sort of usual ball joint, full range of rotation or what have you. Nothing at the waist, which, you know, is always kind of a shame. We have a sort of ball socket here at the hip, or it's not a physical ball with a sort of joint here at the thigh. Sort of a pin here at the knee. Now the sort of knee things can stick out, but when he's standing up straight you can't get that effect. It just sort of pops in, so that's another reason to sort of stand him hunched over. And then down at the ankle we have some forward back as well as limited ankle pivot. It's on a physical ball. Now while I like a lot about the design, except for that arm which I broke, the sort of general issue I have with it is you have a lot of empty space right in the center here, which looks crazy from the side. While the character generally kind of covers that portion up, you can't really see it when his arms are down and stuff. You know, if you were displaying him in like an overhead swing or something, the flaw is pretty apparent, plus you can see it from straight on above. I'm not sure if I transformed him wrong, but I believe that's actually how it's supposed to be. I mean, if it's not, I really want to know what I goofed, but yeah, it's sort of the one major flaw here, besides a few of the joints feeling a little bit weak. And of course, you know, once you snap that arm off, I just don't know how to get back in. All around a very cool looking figure. You know, very decentish character. I only watched the first season of Transformers Prime so far. I'm not sure if they're going to bring him back or what have you. But I mean, he was pretty decent that one episode. So come to think of it, they haven't really introduced new Autobots and kept them, have they? Yeah. Kind of weird thing. But yeah, this has been a look at Wheeljack from Transformers Prime. Definitely a decentish figure, though it has some minor issues. Very cool looking nonetheless. Until next time, folks.